Hey, I'm Ryan Hefner, and this is the All Play Podcast. So I lost to the queues. The queues beat me, but not for the reasons why you might think. So last episode, I was talking about how on starter packs, I was looking to, I was running this big queue job to basically backfill a bunch of data for I think at the time, over 240,000 or 250,000 starter packs that I had, currently on the site. And my goal was to set up the Stripe integration, configure the plans, and um, get those live before those queues were done. Well, I achieved part of that. I did end up doing the Stripe integration. I did create some initial plans. But you know what? I got to the part on the pricing page. I had my nice 3 plans there. I had a free plan. I named the intermediate kind of like intro plan, the expand plan, which I don't know. I'll get into the names of those maybe in this one, maybe in another one. I had this promote plan that I thought I could maybe try to like use as an anchor against the cheaper one, or basically the only other one that was charging because it's free, expand and promote, which was the 3 plans that I came up with. And then I got down to that section where you're supposed to list the features that you get for each of these plans. And I realized that even with the backfill data that I was doing, I just didn't feel like the upsell was really there to justify the price. Like I was like thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if I would subscribe to this. I don't know if I would pay the $7. Now actually, I don't even know if I would pay the high tier price. And this is where I started getting a little bit conflicted about like, this is where I don't know if it's just the resistance or, the monkey mind that's going in and making me second guess this stuff. I do think the information is valuable. And I do know that you can obtain some of this information on other services for free, which is also probably playing a little bit into my psychology of whether or not it's worth it to charge these things. But, when I started getting to those features and trying to really like differentiate each one from the free to the initial paid and then also this promotion plan, I just realized that there just didn't seem like there was that much value. So I can get into what is basically going to be included into the free, that expand plan, and the promote plan, at least what I had then and what I'm still trying to figure out now even. So free, you can obviously browse the site, log in, authenticate via your Blue Sky account, and follow freely. You can explore these different starter packs. You can explore profiles. You can follow as many people as possible. And that's really what you get for the free plan. For the expand plan, which is basically, I thought the idea is you can kind of more expand out your profile and make it a little bit richer. And by doing that, maybe it will just offer more ways for people to either discover your profile or your packs, and vice versa, other people, and just make it a more valuable, richer navigating experience. Now that I was thinking about charging $7 a month. And I know that seems high, but I do have some future plans for that plan, which I think would justify that, as well as just more stats around that. So that kind of brings me to the second part. I actually have another queue job running right now, which is backfilling even more data and trying to bolster up all more stuff that I can basically include into those stats. And so I have that job running. And then we won't touch on what that's going to do, but basically that was the idea for that plan, as well as this idea of maybe being able to kind of like connect more accounts other than just Blue Sky and have that associated and linked to your profile. And then the promote plan I thought was kind of the most like simple, straightforward. If I can start driving more traffic to the site and people can basically promote or feature their profiles within very prominent sections within the site, whether that's during search, whether that's within the context of an individual starter pack that they happen to appear in, and just really anywhere where you can explore more of the site and have either your profile or your starter packs appear in a featured area. And actually, I think that one's way more straightforward, but that's also the one that at the time or currently I have it set at like $100 a month. And then I also do have yearly plans, which are basically the monthly fee times 10. So you get 2 months free. So the yearly would be 70 for the expand plan and 1,000 for that promote plan. Now, if I'm starting to drive traffic that I was originally had back in December and January, I think I'd easily justify that $100 plan. And that's actually funny because even though it's more expensive, I think it actually already has more value baked in and you can have those promoted. I'm actually calling those people supporters as just like a terminology thing. And I like that just from like a, a concept of, these people are kind of like supporting me working on the platform. They're also then being elevated for that support. So they get a little bit more prominent display within the site. Feels a little bit better than like featured or I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm calling it promoted, but really they're supporters. And so wrestling around with all that kind of stuff, it's like what goes on. Like it's just interesting the psychology that you can get into when you start thinking about pricing plans. For one, it's like what I pay for it, what other people pay for it, what are other people charging out there. And actually, that was one thing that kind of started to make me a little bit more, I guess, less self-conscious of these plans is when I started looking around, especially within the blue sky space, I actually found several services that maybe were offering just a core value with a bunch of other features coming soon. So I might actually take that tactic and actually get the subscriptions and make them more available on the site with the kind of the flag of like a coming soon or TBD on some of the features. But we'll see. It also kind of feels a little bit disingenuous to offer like that. So I don't know. These are those things that I was kind of like bouncing back and forth and like tipping the scales from one direction to the other. Regardless, what I did end up doing though is I did actually deploy the underlying code on the site that will support the subscriptions, as well as has the pricing page and has the hooks into to be able to view your account when you're authenticated and to see which subscription you're currently associated with. It's not being promoted, and I kind of have it currently hidden from the footer, but if you connect, you might be able to find it. So the updates are there, and I also am just using that as a way to kind of spot check the Stripe integration and make sure that it's working against the production instance and a few other things. So I did deploy some stuff, but I didn't go all in, and I don't feel like I'm necessarily in promotion mode right now for starter packs. I feel like I'm still kind of tooling on some of the underlying features and trying to build a little bit more value to then go all in to start promoting these subscriptions. So that's where that's at. I do have a queue running right now. It is running at a slower pace than that previous queue because I ended up actually, after I deployed that new update, I started listening to some more stuff off of the fire hose, and it turns out that I ended up overloading my Redis instance. And so I had to burn that one down, and I am starting a new one. And so that is holding things up a little bit, but I do have some of the backfill information, so it is getting more information. I also started thinking about like, I need to come up with some more value to add to the site in general, just to drive more traffic. And so some of this backfill is actually grabbing some more of the numbers around the people that have joined from specific starter packs, both this week and all time. And so I think there's some interesting stuff that I'm going to be able to add to the site for that. I also think just general blue sky statistics could be cool and create like a cool visualization. So I have some ideas working on that, but also I don't want to forget just some of the core stuff that I want to have. And I think in addition to being able to explore and follow, really having a quick way to not only add and or remove people from your own starter packs, but being able to make starter packs on the site themselves. So a starter pack editor that is a little bit more streamlined, and also both during the creation as well as the updating or addition to people to the site. So those are some of the things I'm working on. Again, I'm hoping that those will both drive a little bit more traffic and a little bit more value to the site. And I also basically did another like refresh of some of the copy and trying to reposition it a little bit less of a focus on Blue Sky and more of a, find your tribe, grow your tribe tool to connect and connect with people and then expand your community beyond the people that you know. So that's kind of just a quick update on what's going on with starter packs. I have some more stuff I will do in another video, but I'm at 11 minutes, so I'm going to end there. So check it out. It's at starterpacks.net. You're listening to the All Play podcast. I'm Ryan Hefner. You can find that at allplay.fm, and you can find me at ryanhefner.com, and hit me up on Blue Sky. I'm at ryanhefner.com. Let me know what you're thinking. This is also going to be the first episode launched or released since Transistor.fm has added a new feature basically that allows for an auto post to go out on Blue Sky, and then comments on that will get kind of aggregated on the Transistor FM site for that podcast. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to see what's going on there. Definitely, drop a rating, drop a review in your podcast player, or drop a like or a comment on that Blue Sky post that will be on the allplay.fm Blue Sky account. And let's talk. And would love to know what other people kind of are wrestling as far as like coming up with subscription plans, and obviously trying to get out of their own head as far as like what things truly do add value and which don't, and all that good stuff. So, all right, I'm Ryan Hefner. This is All Play Podcast. Have a great one. Later.